Hello, Nigeria. I am Becky Madujemu. Glad you could join us on Newsline. Thank you. We have so much on our plate. I hardly know where to start, really. All right, a woman and her two kids who allegedly got abandoned by her husband because of the unique color of their eyes have become the rave of the moment. You will see the level of attention they are getting and what the future holds for them. There's an incident that spanned 2 years involving a boy who was isolated in his family home in a most horrifying manner. The details are appalling and we intend to hold nothing back. In addition to these are several adventures and other interesting happenings across the country. Do yourself a favor by watching the complete package, which continues right after the news by Elizabeth Omori.
Thank you so much, Becky. Now let's begin with the rail project. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says the federal government has justified the rationale behind its borrowing from foreign countries. The minister stated this shortly after inspecting the Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail project. Anthony Forson reports.
The Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, who was accompanied by his counterpart, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, began their inspection journey to Ibadan from Ebute Station Building Yard under construction. The Transportation Minister, after interacting with the contractors handling the project, urged them to speed up the job and proceeded to Apapa Dockyard Station, which has been added to the Lagos-Ibadan project as a means of finding a lasting solution to the perennial gridlock that has characterized the area. With 10 passenger stations on the route, Ebute Mega Station, yet to be completed, will have a holding passenger capacity of 6,000 per day. Other stations along the route all have a passenger holding capacity of between 1,005 and 2,000 and are all at various stages of completion, except for the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused work to slow down.
For those of you who have been following us, you know that for every station, we had 150 to 200 workers. But now you have 10, 20 workers. What we agree with them is to increase the number of workers and manage COVID very well. And what did we agree with them? They should come with their face mask, face shield, and come to work. Because like we also agree with them, it appears, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, that COVID has come to stay. And government has to run. We have to deliver our promises to the people because that's why we're elected, and that we don't have time. If we just sit in our houses waiting for COVID to end, it may end 2023. So let's hope that by January this thing will be ready.
This notwithstanding, train services on that axis will commence soon.
We will start by middle of September from Yaba to Ibadan, while the other construction finishing will continue. Hopefully by January we will be full-blown.
For Lai Mohammed, the federal government has justified all loans it has collected so far.
We didn't borrow money for services. We did not borrow money for overhead expenditures. We borrowed money for capital projects, rails, roads, bridges, power, generally infrastructure. And this is the first, this administration, of the series of inspections we are going to take along with you so that you can better enlighten Nigerians that there's nothing bad in borrowing, provided that borrowing is invested in infrastructure. There's nothing bad in borrowing, especially when that borrowing is going to create jobs. We're going to create an enabling environment for the economy.
For now, the Lagos-Ibadan route will start with 24 coaches, one set of diesel multiple unit of 8 coaches, and 2 motor cars for 16 trips a day. 10 coaches for Itakwe to Warri, 4 trips a day. There will also be additional 10 coaches and 1 set of DMU for Abuja Kaduna services. This will move its trip up from 8 to 16 per day. In Ibadan, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Meanwhile, business interests have started to spring up around several train stations along the Lagos-Ibadan-Abeokuta axis, which has now become choice locations of prospect. The people say they are eagerly awaiting the project's completion as they have begun to harness opportunities provided by the multi-billion-dollar investment. Dotun Owuyemi reports.
The desire for an efficient intermodal means of transportation is gradually shaping up as the Lagos-Ibadan Railway is set to commence operations in October. Ifeanyi is a trader at the popular Tejuosho market. The rail line doesn't only connect with the area where he does business, but brings with it a new lease of life.
So this government has tried a lot in terms of transportation and everything. Because with the railway now, we are able to go anywhere we want to go.
Everybody enjoying this work because Agbado is very poor before. If this work come, so everything they okay.
Akeem is one of the rail workers. The experience has not only developed his capacity, but provided meaningful income that sustains him and his family.
Many of us will have handwork. If there's project like this, most of the youth will enjoy, they will benefit. Criminality and terrorism will stop in the country if there's project like this.
Without the project, some of us will have not been able to feed.
Aside passenger service, cargo delivery would also be improved.
We are moving about 300,000 tons, metric tons of cargo between Lagos and Kano.
Industries like this one, brewing in the horizon, have also been impacted as demand for components like cement, iron, wood, aluminium, glass and tiles has increased.
Now to agriculture. The federal government has rolled out a new method of production, processing and export of sesame and hibiscus. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development made this known while interacting with state government officials. Musa Babalio reports.
Hibiscus is on high demand, while the business of buying and selling of the herb is fast booming in the country. However, packaging, storage and processing before export have been major challenges. Consequently, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Muhammad Sabananonu says as Nigeria seeks for ways to improve our economy, attention will be given to production and export of cash crops. The Model Center for the Production, Processing and Marketing of Hibiscus and Sesame are to be established in Jigawa and Nasarawa states.
And the same thing in sesame seed production. We have taken over being number one in sesame production, as well as hibiscus flower production. And we are working tirelessly to see that we boost also the production of groundnut in the state. And we are pushing very hard to produce them massively and to increase our competitive advantage in producing them.
Last year, Nigeria exported hibiscus and its byproducts to Europe, Asia and Mexico worth more than $22 million. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Away from agriculture, there appears to be more trouble for the embattled former CBN Deputy Governor Obadiah Melafia as the concerned citizens on peace and security in northern Nigeria demanded his disengagement from NIPS over his recent comment that one of the northern governors is a commander of Boko Haram. In a statement this Sunday in Jos, the group recalls that the recent falsehood by Dr. Melafia is capable of throwing the country into another cycle of tension, apprehension and outright confusion. The group adds that it is more worrisome that Dr. Melafia has confessed to having spread deliberate, intentional and calculated outright fake news, which is so detrimental to national security. It says Dr. Melafia deserves no public office, much less having the privilege to lecture the country's elites to formulate policies and strategies. The Pro-Peace and Security Group demands that the Northern Governors Forum take the matter before a competent court of law, since the DSS has done its part and outcome was clear. As part of preparations for the forthcoming gubernatorial elections in Edo and Ondo states, as well as efforts by the Police High Command to curb the proliferation of prohibited firearms in the country, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered commissioners of police in the 36 states and the FCT to immediately initiate appropriate actions to identify, arrest and prosecute any individual or groups in possession of prohibited firearms. Force Public Relations Officer Frank Mba in a statement says the directive has become necessary against the backdrop of the deliberate arming and movement of political thugs and other criminal elements across the country. The IGP further directs commissioners of police to immediately convene meetings of all vigilante groups and other security outfits and ensure that their activities are in conformity with the extant laws guiding their establishment and operations. He enjoined citizens to cooperate with the police in enforcement of this order as it is aimed at ensuring safety of lives and property in the country. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Labour and Employment has denied allegations of complicity in human trafficking, especially of Nigerian girls to other parts of the world. A statement by the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations of the Ministry, Charles Akpan, says at no point did the federal government issue any moratorium against issuance of recruiters' license to the placement of Nigerian citizens abroad in breach of the relevant provisions of the Act's Cap L1 2004. The ministry therefore challenges anyone making the allegation to produce such moratorium if it exists. The ministry has put in place a labour migration desk to address the associated problems with the movement of skilled and low-skilled persons within and outside the country. The desk seeks to ensure and create employment opportunities for Nigerians to work legally abroad without fear of molestation, exploitation, or any form of inhuman treatment or being subjected to unfair labor practices. Let's now shift attention to COVID-19. World Health Organization reports highest 24-hour global increase in coronavirus cases as South Africa says pandemic appears to have peaked in the country. Joyce Ometu has a review of the health crisis in the past week.
The World Health Organization said more than 294,000 people tested positive for COVID-19 in 24 hours. The agency noted that this is the highest daily increase so far. As cases continue to rise, other countries that had contained initial outbreaks are now reporting a resurgence. However, Nigeria is seeing a steady decreasing trend in the number of new coronavirus cases recorded daily. Latest statistics released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reveal that Nigeria has 48,770 cases, 36,290 treated and discharged, while 974... A review of daily reports by the NCDC show a cumulative sum of 3,246 patients were discharged from various isolation centers across the country. Unfortunately, 32 new fatalities were recorded as opposed to the 59 registered in the preceding week. In Africa, a total of 1,113,806 cases have been recorded, 25,394 fatalities and 829,183 recoveries. In the meantime, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa said coronavirus infections appear to have peaked in his country, announcing a relaxation of lockdown measures starting from Monday, 17th August 2020. In France, the employment minister on Sunday said that the country is set to announce new measures to stem the resurgence of COVID-19. Now, this is coming as the country reported 3,000 new cases in 24 hours. Worldwide, numbers by Worldometer as at 6 p.m. Nigeria time show that the virus has killed 770,513 persons and infected 21,699,238. The number of infections globally increased by more than 1.8 million, while more than 39 fatalities were recorded in the past week. And that's it from here. I am Joyce Ometu.
Thank you, Joyce. Away from COVID-19, the African Union is promoting intra-trade among its members to further boost economic activities crop up by COVID-19. Albert Muchanga, the African Union's Commissioner for Trade and industry says the collapse in foreign direct investment into African economies during the pandemic necessitated the need for intra-African trade. It says it will take some time before foreign direct investment starts flowing back in full force to the continent. Rather than wait for that foreign capital to return, Muchanga says African economies should drive growth by focusing on domestic production and intra-African trade. Now to felicitations. President Muhammad Buhari has sent warm felicitations to former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida on his 79th birthday. A statement by presidential media advisor Femi Adesina. President Buhari joins family, friends and associates to celebrate with the elder statesman. President Buhari believes that as the former military leader turns a new age, his services to the country will always be remembered. He prays that the Almighty God will continually strengthen General Babangida, grant him good health and longer life. Similarly, the Northern Governors Forum has joined other Nigerians as well as the family of former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida to rejoice with him on his 79th birthday. In a congratulatory message, Chairman of the Forum and Governor of Plateau State Simon Bakulalong described the elder statesman as a loyal and patriotic Nigerian leader who has continued to serve the nation with passion. Lalong said General Ibrahim Babangida over the years has made sacrifices towards the unity, peace and progress of Nigeria and has also impacted the political landscape. The Northern Governors wish him good health, God's divine protection and personal fulfillment. Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari congratulates former Minister for Commerce and Industry, Senator Jibril Martin Skuye, on his 80th birthday. The President joins family members, friends and political associates in celebrating the milestone heralded by many years of dedicated service to the nation and humanity, both as minister and legislator. He commends Senator Kuye's consistency in calling for the strengthening of democratic values and promoting good governance that caters for all citizens. He also prays that the Almighty God will grant Senator Kuye, who is the Ashiwaju of Agoiwe, good health and longer life. Let's now talk sports. European Football Championships in semi-final stages as Amanda Marcus brings us details on sports updates.
All is set for the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League in Lisbon, Portugal, as Sunday and Monday are observed as rest days. On Tuesday is RB Leipzig against Paris Saint-Germain, with Lyon taking on Bayern Munich on Wednesday. Meanwhile, in Germany, Inter Milan faces Shakhtar Donetsk in the second semi-finals of the Europa League on Monday. The coronavirus pandemic is still taking its toll on sports, as world number 8 Belinda Bencic has joined the growing list of players opting out of the August 31 to September 13 U.S. Open. I have made the difficult decision to skip the U.S. swing in New York and will return to the tour starting in Rome next month, she revealed. The Swiss, who reached the semi-finals of the 2019 U.S. Open, is the latest top 10 in the WTA to skip the major, following that of Ukraine's Elina Svitolina, Canada's Bianca Andreescu, Australia's Ashley Barty, and Dutchwoman Kiki Bertens. In boxing, Cecilia Brækhus, the Norwegian boxing great, suffered the first defeat of her professional career, losing her WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO welterweight titles in a majority decision to challenger Jessica McCaskill. The Norwegian, who turned professional in 2007, used her experience to no avail, as the sheer volume of punches from McCaskill earned the American victory after 10 rounds in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The 33-year-old investment banker from Chicago, who endured a period of homelessness as a child, reflected on her past in victory dance. This is for the fourth grade homeless Jessica. This is for the little girl that just didn't care about what people thought about her and learned to love herself even though she was really weird. In her reaction, Brækhus, who is 38 years old, hinted of hanging up her gloves after her 36 wins and 9 knockout records was finally broken. The sports update, Manzi Marcus, NTA News.
To condolences now, President Muhammad Buhari extends heartfelt condolences to the family, government and people of Adamawa State over the passing of Ambassador Wilberforce Juta, second civilian governor of Old Gongola State. The president also commiserates with the People's Democratic Party on the demise of one of the founding fathers who ably served the country with dedication as High Commissioner to Zimbabwe at the return of civilian rule in 1999. He affirms that Ambassador Juta was very passionate about the development and stability of the country and never took for granted the need to promote peace, harmony and religious freedom. President Buhari prays for the repose of the soul of the departed patriots. Similarly, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has condoled with the Governor of Adamawa State, Hamadu Fintiri, over the demise of Ambassador Wilberforce Juta, who passed on earlier this month. The SGF recalled Ambassador Juta as a political mentor and spiritual leader at various periods with a significant role in his political career. SGF Boss Mustafa described Ambassador Juta as an honest and morally high person who will be greatly missed. In the same vein, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has expressed his condolences to the family and friends of the late former Deputy Speaker of the Kwara State House of Assembly, Honorable Ayodele Shitu. In a statement signed by Shegun Adeyemi, Special Assistant to the Minister, Lai Mohammed says he is saddened by the demise of Honorable Shitu, who until his death was a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in the state. The minister says the late lawmaker deserves accolades for his service to the state and prays God to grant repose to the soul of the departed and also comfort his family. And that ends the news segment of Newsline. More to come with Becky after the break. Stay with us.
You see, as I talk to you plenty, Nana, because I get glue too, I make me talk. Please, I be not be so. All right. Don't be say I won't talk plenty. Una no say I know they lie. You see this glow? If you get them, una no go even Nana go just they talk, they go because it's not there.
Enjoy international calls from as low as 40 kobo per second from Niger to the world. Call your loved ones today.
Thank you, my sister. You do well, eh?
Glow Unlimited.
Human resource.
See you tomorrow, Papa. I am happy and I know I'm free.
Now, time for meeting. Any landlord when no show go pay fine.
Make I go call her.
House number 1. Present.
Papa, they don't stop me to know.
House number 5.
And they're angry that you are not here.
Just put me on the window there so that I can see them and I can hear them. He's not around, so his house is sanctioned. Present! I carry data for head, I carry him for back. Correct data, I know the payment. Say I know they know me, say I know they see your landlord. Talk to me face to face.
Explore without limits. Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
Driver, fire ahead.
The honor Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, invites you to the virtual official rebranding ceremony of NTA on the 17th of August by 11 a.m. This is in line with the National Digital Economy Policy for Digital Nigeria, during which he will unveil the new NTA logo, commission the new digital conferencing facilities and buildings. He will also commission the Integrated Computer Emergency Response and Readiness Center and the Digital Studio for Virtual Learning. These projects are in line with the 3 priorities of President Muhammadu Buhari of security, economic development, and anti-corruption. The Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and its parastatals are committed to achieving digital economy for digital Nigeria. Announcer, the Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA.
Every year, new sets of Nigerian graduates are released into an oversaturated job market. As a final year student, I can't help but feel very anxious of what the future holds. I think about the pathways that would guarantee my financial independence and how my personal choices will affect my country. Do I join the more than 1.7 million of unemployed and underemployed graduates in Nigeria who are either searching for a job or looking to start their own business? Or do I follow more than 1.2 million Nigerian migrants in diaspora who left the shores of our country in search of a better life? My name is Stacey Ojiwewe, and this is my story of becoming a Nigerian graduate.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's begin with a couple of crime stories. Anger not tamed will bring pain. This captures the tragic incident that claimed the life of 37-year-old Olatunde Sumonu, a Shagamu-based transporter who was allegedly killed during an altercation with an undergraduate suspected to be a Yahoo boy. Joel Popola reports that the father of the deceased is demanding justice.
The story of Olatunde Sumonu, who is doing everything humanly possible to survive and cater for his family, is one that leaves a sad memory of a man determined to pursue legitimate means of livelihood against all odds. According to family members, Olatunde, a transporter, was driving along GRA Shagamu to meet a client but had to stop when he got to the scene of a minor accident. Tunde asked Ridwan, the driver of one of the cars obstructing the road, to move his car out of the way as his suspected killer hit him with a baseball bat, which eventually killed him. The deceased father, Akim Sumonu, wants a thorough investigation into the matter.
They went with the picture of the person, that this person left home since Friday, we didn't see him again. At the divisional police station, they said they should write out a statement. So then on Tuesday, they now called my brother that, come on, we have seen somebody that resembles the person you are looking for. This is the driving license, this is the vehicle particulars. Then the question that one was asking them, where did you get this one? They say it is one person that they struck with baseball bats and is now late.
Tunde is the only son of his mother, who is now heartbroken over the unfortunate incident. We visited the hospital where Tunde received treatment before his demise, but the doctor declined comments. The suspect, Ridwan Otemolu, a Polytechnic undergraduate, confessed that he hit the deceased with a baseball bat.
This baseball twice on his head. When I see that he have stabbed me on my head, and I used Kuvoko to beat him on his body.
The Akarigbo of Remo Land, Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, while condemning the incident, said criminal activities will not be allowed to thrive in his domain. Wife of the deceased, who wants her facial identity concealed, described her husband as a man diligent in his work.
I still don't believe that he's dead. Just like imagination. I'm just like, imagine, maybe it's real or not.
The Public Relations Officer of State Police Command, Mr. Abimbola Uyeyemi, assured that due diligence will be done in the investigation.
The suspect is with the homicide section for a discreet investigation. Another 2 suspects were arrested. One of the phone of the deceased found in their hand.
While investigation into the matter continues, the home of the deceased is now desolate. Thus, the family wants justice done in a timely manner to send a warning signal to others.
Can't be ignored. More to come on that matter. Now, the 57-year-old male nurse who was arrested for allegedly killing his wife and 2 children in Osun State gained freedom after spending 3 weeks in police custody. Tokwe Alabi reports on why the police let him go and details of the investigations so far.
The news of the gruesome killing of a mother and 2 children in Inisha, Oduoti, local government area of the state went viral on Saturday, July 25, 2020, and the husband of the victim, Tunde Oyediran, who was stabbed, was arrested as police commenced investigation. Sarah Oyediran, 57, wife, Toyi, 15, daughter, and Favor Onifade, a 6-year-old granddaughter who was on a short visit, were murdered Friday night, July 24, 2020 at their residence along Station Road in Inisha.
I didn't hear any voice. As I enter my sitting room, that boy just came. He stabbed me from the side, left side, about 7 places. He looked around to look my phone. He got my phone, the key of my vehicle. Later, he came back. What's your PIN number? I told him fake PIN number. He said, I'm telling lie. And he mentioned my actual PIN number to me. When he mentioned it, I don't know what to do again.
Immediately the incident happened, the guy was just withdrawing money from the account. Right from that day until when the phone was tracked.
The police during investigation discovered that the crime was actually committed by an electrician who is close to the family, Lukman Adewale.
Investigation is still on because he's still confessing to some other crimes. From the investigation, we are able to know that because he has been working for those family, he was able to know more about them.
To Tunde, who lost his wife and children at the same time, apart from colossal loss recorded, the arrest of Lukman is a relief, having cleared him of his alleged involvement in the death of his family members.
I was so happy that they are able to get the right person.
The corpses of the slain wife and children have been buried in Osogbo, while the police says Lukman will soon face prosecution.
It was a sad incident. When something new happens, we shall let you know. Now, this is an SOS to everyone watching. Hajia Fatima Ali was a promising businesswoman until 2012 when she was hit by a stray bullet. As I speak, the bullet is still lodged in her head. Can you imagine 8 years of pain? Now, her condition is deteriorating by the day. Achari Maxwell, who visited Fatima at her home in Badiko, Kaduna, reports.
Fati was one woman that personified good living, a mother of 3, hardworking and a successful businesswoman. For all those who know her, these descriptions so well capture who she was until that fateful day in April 2012, her destiny. She got hit by a stray bullet from a police rifle while attending a wedding in Minna, the Niger State capital. This eventually is what has become of this lady who once epitomized success of vision and determination.
I heard the sound, and that was when I found myself in the hospital.
Hajia Fati, a widow, is now surviving with the bullet still struck to her skull 8 years after she got shot, reducing her to a mere pathetic shadow of her former self.
The judgment was passed. So after the judgment was passed, that the police should pay 12 million to her for compensation so that she am taken to treatment. They accepted the judgment, and later the police now appealed again at Abuja court again.
Her daughter Aisha, a married woman, has since been left with the Herculean task of catering for her helpless mom alongside her family obligations.
To sleep, she don't used to even sleep at all. If you give her food now, if you just give her food now, just give her 5 minutes, she'll start calling you again. She's hungry, she's hungry. It's not that she's hungry. She'll keep on her bed. I want to come and see her in that situation because I don't like coming to the house.
Although her case has been to court and judgment delivered in her favor, the legal battle has become protracted and her family forced to look for alternative means of meeting her medical needs to help save her soul.
A day we spend almost like 200,000 a day. We go they buy, they go they throw away, they go they say buy this one. Now so we go they spend for money to the night, so everything. But I no go say I no fit say enough money when we spend there. I need the help. Make Nigeria help me.
And my daughter Aisha, this is my brother's son.
Survival of Hajia Fati is a matter of race against time and huge resources. The sum of 15 million naira is required for her to undergo a medical treatment in an Indian hospital.
Stop holding back the tears. Please, let's help Fatima. We can do it. And when she finally gets well, the good news will be shared on Newsline. Reports on the increasing cases of rape involving minors in a community in Boso, local government area of Niger State, was widely circulated in recent weeks. As investigations continue on the filed cases, a 7-year-old girl was allegedly raped in same locality. Abubakar Mukhtarowo reports that enraged family members of the victim delivered instant justice on the suspected rapist. Watch the drama that unfolded after he got beaten blue-black.
Kaswandere is the most busy area in the heart of Chanchaga in Boso, local government area of Niger State. The rate at which rape cases are reported in the area is said to be alarming. Just last month, 3 minors were allegedly raped within the area. While the suspect in the first case has been convicted and sentenced, the last 2 are facing trial. While the community was heaving a sigh of peace, a 20-year-old young man allegedly struck and was caught by some youths in the area when a 7-year-old girl raised alarm that the suspect molested her sexually.
He stopped me and held my hands, removed my pants and put his finger into my private part. When I shouted, he ran away.
The victim's elder sister alleged that her younger brother was thereafter arrested by the Chanchaga Police Division for beating the suspect.
Why my brother, the thing where you take action for them, she carry stick, knock the boy. So the people take action, carry us go station. The DPO collect 10,000 for my father hand. So they don't release the guy. The guy, he's not feeling fine, even that the way they do it.
A member of the community is again appealing to the authorities concerned to consider their plight in order to avoid reoccurrence of a situation where the youths will again take the law into their hands.
What is eating us here in the community? There are some prominent people in the community that they would not sit down and be supporting this bad evil. And police too, they are not helping us. When we take the case to them, what they normally do, they will now call us aside and say, we should go and settle. Before you know, issue of money will not involve, and they will be threatening the victim that if they refuse to accept this, when they get further, anything that happens, they will be the one to suffer for this.
What is the position of the case as regard investigation and prosecution? Efforts to get answer to these questions and other allegations against the police were unsuccessful.
Yes, there have been so many allegations that the people in question operate in syndicates, and we have deployed all the avenues to see how we get to the roots of the matter. We have urged public to desist from taking the laws into their hands.
In a related development, 2 Sangaya school teachers were paraded by the Niger State Police Command for alleged sexual molestation of 3 of their pupils, aged between 6 and 11 in Tudu Nazira area of Metumbi in Mina. These suspects on arraignment also admitted committing the crime before the Chief Magistrate Hawababa Yusuf of the Chief Magistrate Court 2 Tunga Mina. They were convicted and sentenced to 7 and 15 years respectively in the correctional center without an option of fine.
As much as rape is a serious crime, aggrieved parties should handle themselves by reporting to the police. The next story is quite alarming. 3 underage girls in Benin City, Edo State, are currently in a web of a female secret cult group known as the Marine Fine Girls. The group's mode of operation, especially during initiation of new members, includes coupling with multiple men in one night. The suspects confess to the crime at the Edo Police Command. Informer Kafo reports.
The suspects revealed that they belong to the branch of the Marine Fine Girls Secret Court in Ofuegbe community in the outskirts of Edo State. According to them, the initiation of new members usually takes place in an uncompleted building in the area Sunday evenings. Before the initiation is carried out, they must sleep with different men numbering 10 or more. These activities were said to have gone on until mother of one of the girls noticed a change in behavior of her 13-year-old daughter. This led to the arrest of some of the court members.
They were 10. 10? Yes. 2 1 nights? Yes, 10 nights. We were 6 girls. There's 4 in New Road. Then 2 that are staying in Okada. So it's only 3 of us that they caught. They tell me, say, if I tell anybody, they say they will kill me.
The first day they want to initiate me, there are 3 boys that slept with me.
Whenever court activities are mentioned, the society frowns at it. Many want to know the reason for the moral decadence. Is it lack of parental care or peer pressure?
Most of these persons who are engaged in this kind of vices are people whose home is broken, or either there is a problem in the house, a situation whereby the parents cannot be able to, monitor their children properly, all in search of daily bread. And at the end of the day, the people you are working for, they become a problem to the society.
The purpose of the devil is to do everything to reach out for membership. And those membership are not for good, they are for destruction.
A fault in parenting, because agreed, when the children go out, they engage with peers, friends that influence them so much. But if a child is well brought up with the fear of God, no matter the peer, they will communicate with the parents.
We advise all young people to be mindful of the greater tomorrow that lies ahead of them, which they can pursue vigorously by dint of hard work and prayer.
If they were students, then they would be covered by the Edo State Anti-Cultism Prohibition Law. Now, for they to be initiated, and you have up to 10 men having intercourse with one of them as part of the initiation process, that in itself is trial by ordeal. And that trial by ordeal is regulated by the criminal code, is a crime as stipulated, enshrined in the criminal code. Now, because they are teenagers, they are not to be arraigned in a regular court.
Meanwhile, investigation is still ongoing as citizens look forward to more arrests of other suspects.
live in strange times, which is why parents must be more alive to their responsibilities. Moving on, 13-year-old Jibril Aliyu has been through hell and back. The teenager was allegedly made to live in an animal stall for 2 years by his biological father and stepmothers soon after his mom died. From Benin Kebbi, Nura Tanko Wakili reports on how the boy survived years of cohabitation with animals.
Enduring pain and psychological trauma, Aliyu Umar manages to come out from his room to speak with NTA News crew. According to the veterinary practitioner, who is a father of 3 from 2 wives, on the 1st of July 2020, he concluded arrangement to relocate his family the next day from Tella in Gasa local government area to Jalingo, the Taraba state capital. When he returned in the evening, his 20-year-old first wife, Halima, gave him a drug which she convinced him takes care of ulcer, an ailment he has been suffering from. Shortly after taking the medication, he slept off, only to wake up around 11 o'clock in the night to find blood all over and his private part cut off.
Investigation revealed that the couples had on the previous day had a quarrel, hence resulted to the wife in human act.
Halima Umar, suspected to have carried out the heinous act, attributed her actions to the devil's work. Aliyu Umar, who was rushed to the Federal Medical Center, Jalingo, was later referred to the Federal Teaching Hospital, Gombe, where he spent 2 weeks. The facility has connected a tube through his private part to enable him pass urine, but advises that he should be flown to India for further evaluation and treatment. The estimated cost for the trip is over 12.9 million naira. Umar, who says he cannot afford the expense, is appealing for assistance. Anyone who wishes to render help to Umar can reach out to the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Jalingo, or contact this number 080-36-47-6472.
We apologize for the mix-up in that report. It was actually about a domestic dispute between a man and his wife that ended up maiming him. I'll pause here for a break. Do stay with us.
Your hogs are a comfy place for dropping in, for lazing around, and hanging out. So we've designed our hugs to be just as comfy, with a super-absorbent cord to lock wetness away, and a soft, flexible waistband. Our most comfortable diaper keeps baby comfy at every angle. We'll never stop finding new ways to hug more like you. Huggies, your hugs inspire ours.
What's your beautiful? My essence and my energy.
My natural glow and my confidence.
My freshness and fierceness.
My beautiful is being me.
Reveal your beautiful this beauty month with amazing discounts of up to 33% off select Nivea products in participating stores near you. Nivea, be you, be beautiful.
Hey, tell them. They told me you are the best around here.
What can I do for you, sir?
I want my own very, very simple. I don't want any shine. If I see any shine.
Actually, I'd love some sequins on my skirt. And I don't like any frills. I beg, I want frills on mine. But it must not be too tight.
Tight! That tight now, that is what I want. And the transition.
Oh, you know what? I want a gown.
Me too. I want to come to
You know what GMS are doing this for coming? Did you capture all the information?
Of course not.
Actually.
Fantastic.
I give my customers what they love because everyone has their unique style. So why should they wear the same thing? Just like MTN for me, which gives unique data and recharge offers just the way you like it. Just dial *121# and turn up great offers every day.
Everywhere you go, MTN. You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Dangote bag of goodies. Spell and be a millionaire.
Dangote is back again with Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 2. Spell and be a millionaire. In 16 weeks, 1,000 people will become millionaires. That's not all. Lots of amazing prizes to be won. From tricycle, motorcycle, television set, and many more. To win, buy any bag of Dangote cement that has Bag of Goodies written on it. Remove and scratch the cards you find inside. To win instant prizes like airtime, Dangote food packs, and many more. And keep the scratch card for the spell to win the star prize. Get on the cards to spell DANGOTE and be a millionaire. Redeem your prizes at Dangote Depot, regional offices, or selected wholesale outlets near you. Check newspapers and posters for more details. This promo starts July 15 to November 15, 2020. Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 2. Spell and be a millionaire. This year will still be great for you.
You just get in the ball and a shot call for there. Oh!
You need to recharge your DSTV or GoTV subscription easily, but our office dey far small. You fit use our app to recharge or fix errors. No wahala. Or if you like one-on-one service, our Sabi Men agents full brand. Them be certified field service agents. We fit help you with any gbege. Sabi Men dey for you. If you want recharge your subscription and sharply activate your account, them fit help you resolve any technical challenge or customer inquiry. How you go take know them? Now with them Sabi Man jacket, branded face cap, and backseat box machine with them hold. Now so you go Sabi our Sabi Men for your area. So whether na my DSTV app, my GoTV app, or Sabi Men within your area, make sure say you continue to enjoy world-class quality entertainment anytime at your convenience. We dey your side.
Who says we have to go back to normal? What if we choose to be open and say, I will never call my job unimportant again. I refuse to be a stranger in my own living room. I'll lead like a woman, and I stand by every word I say. Make my vote count, make my voice heard today. See, I'll never forget how much stronger we are together. I'll carry that in my heart forever. We'll weather the storm, so I'll be open like never before.
Thanks for being there. Stallion Auto Keke Limited, the new and executive distributor of Bajaj Auto and 3- and 4-wheeler businesses in Nigeria, has flagged off the first Keke rally in Lagos. Annie Daniels has details.
Stallion Group has successfully navigated the Nigerian terrain and has made its mark on Nigerian economy. The company says its vision is to adopt global best practices and localize it to develop scalable, impactful, and sustainable business, committed to improving the socio-economic conditions of communities. The company has added to its fleet of 3-wheelers the new Baba Bajaj, which management of Stallion Group says is stronger, more durable, and runs faster.
Some more 5,000 kilometers, the best ever to happen. Stallion.
As a company, Bajaj always take the feedback from the consumer and the riders. So based on the feedback from consumer and rider, Bajaj has done a lot of innovation and changes in the product. So this is a new product which we have recently received. This is readily available along with the spare parts and the service.
Stallion as a group employs more than 4,000 people directly and indirectly. Bajaj coming into the Stallion board is making it even more stronger. There are more number of employees which are getting added, giving employment to Nigerians because the vehicle is getting assembled here in Vaughan It is getting assembled by the best engineers and technicians that Nigeria has. And we are proud that we bring employment and we bring service to people.
A convoy of new Baba Bajaj Keke with experienced riders embarks on a Keke rally covering 5,000 kilometers and driving through 28 cities in 19 states across the country. The convoy visited identical sites in the various states. This, the company management says, is to celebrate Nigeria's history and its deep-rooted indigenous culture. The Baba Bajaj Keke are manufactured in the company's state-of-the-art assembly plant in Lagos, and plans are on the way to introduce Bajaj Qute and Maxima cargo brands, an eco-friendly and fuel-efficient means of transportation.
Intercity travel in cities like Lagos. These will be followed with the launch of Maximum Cargo, a robust, powerful load carrier for your small and medium business needs. Bajaj and Stallion.
And now to lasting love. The ancient city of Sokoto played host to invitees from across the country who attended the wedding of Zainab Fodio and Abubakar Musa. Here are the highlights of the spectacular ceremony, which was a blend of tradition and faith.
It is time to put a seal on a relationship built over time between Zainab Shehu Fodio and Alhaji Abubakar Musa. At the center stage, the presidential delegation led by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, in company of the Inspector General of Police. Consultations going on here put the marriage contract in clear perspective. First by seeking Zainab's hand in marriage by the groom's wing, led by the Justice Minister's son, Abubakar Malami.
Na kuma karɓi wakilci a bisa umarninsa ina nema masa Zainab Shehu Fodio aure akan sunna ta manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The gesture is returned with a gracious offer by the Sultanate Council most senior member, Waziri of Sokoto, Professor Sambu Wali Junaid. People in attendance, most of them royals, serving and former governors and politicians, most notable among them the Sokoto State and Edo State governors.
يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا.
By these holy rites, Zainab and Abubakar forged to a future full of promises to build a home and family of their own taste and love.
His Excellency the President is expressing his appreciation and his prayers to the young couples. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless their marriage, to bless them with to children, and indeed give all the blessings associated with marriage unto them. And I join His Excellency the President in congratulating them as well.
They are here in tribute of Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar.
I am here in representative capacity to represent His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to witness this great occasion, Your Eminence.
There must be tolerance and understanding in any marriage. And as we urge them to tolerate and understand one another, we urge Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic or religious divide, to tolerate and understand one another and build a great country.
After the tribute, it is now time to treat the guests.
So on behalf of the bride and the bridegroom, we most sincerely thank all of you for gracing this occasion. And we wish everybody a safe trip back to your destination. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the couple. Moving on, the story of Risikat Abdulaziz and her kids is trending till date. You see, Risikat was born with blue eyes and her 2 daughters inherited this rare feature, which some people wish they had. Ironically, this trait became the source of Risika's domestic travails, leading to alleged abandonment by her spouse and stigmatization from neighbors. But after her story went mainstream, fortune showed up for the young mother. From Ilori, Kehinde Omolosho reports.
Risikat and Wasiu, a vulcanizer, met 5 years ago and became husband and wife. The union is blessed with 3 children, but one is no more. Risikat was born with blue eyes, and so are her 2 daughters. The local community found the multiplying blue eyes in the family strange, and stigmatization started from friends and relations.
I noticed my husband changed when his parents started complaining about my eyes and our children's eyes. My husband stopped coming home and abandoned me and our children.
Riskat's fate, however, changed when a neighbor who came for Eid al-Kabir celebration in Ilorin discovered Riskat and her daughters in a miserable condition. She was excited to write about the multiple blue eyes and the plight of this family on Facebook.
Definitely, I think some people around the community don't even like her. So that was why I just said. The next day, I was like, I don't know, this girl, she's just too beautiful. So I just said, let me just write the story about her, then put on the internet.
Ever since a video went viral, her fate has changed for good. The first good Samaritan is the wife of the Kwara State Governor, Olufolake Abdulrazak, who intervened with cash donation, early age scholarship for her 2 daughters, and for Riskat to acquire skills.
Her Excellency has contacted the Honorable Commissioner for Education to fix our children in better schools so that they can be learned.
Other people have been coming to admire the Blue Eyes family and give donations for their welfare.
I got to know about this on social media, and because I represent from this constituency and the woman she's from my constituency, so I need to rise up to at least to cater for a challenge in a little bit way the government can contribute in my own.
It's a normal thing, just like the way some of us are fair in color, some of us are dark in color, some are tall, some are short. There are several things that in our genetic makeup that make us who we are.
He may have some problem of refractive error, but not to say that they will be visually disabled. You understand? The vision will still be there. In fact, many a times they have very normal vision like any other person.
Now, Wasiu, Riskat's husband, who earlier refused to grant NTA interview, is ready to talk and share his own side of the story.
Her eyes attracted her to me, and I told her I would like my children to have blue eyes. I thank God that both of them have blue eyes.
Abdulwasiu is still in love with his wife. The blue eyes which his wife and children has says is the attraction which he has for them. His call is that government and relevant agencies should assist him so that he can take care of his responsibilities.
Riskat is now undergoing vocational skill.
When I finish the training, I will get jobs and make some money, which I will use to take care of myself and my family.
Like Wasiu, Riskat wants to be reunited with her love. The good news is a delegation to resolve the issue has met with Wasiu and Riskat.
A beautiful story, just like a fairy tale. And in all of this, we must recognize the power of social media. Next up, a legal practitioner of Bianuju Ekejuba is on the wrong side of the law for allegedly being in possession of 500 grams of marijuana, also known as Indian hemp. The NDLEA effected his arrests in Abuja. Eliasu Notu Yakubu is tracking the story.
Obianuju Ekejuba, a mother, drives this Sienna bus and is a lawyer by profession. She was allegedly intercepted by NDLEA operatives on intelligence at AYA while on her way to supply the parcel of 500 grams of Indian hemp to customers. After the parade, I asked the legal practitioner why she took to drug peddling, and she simply slumped in response to my question. She was immediately given first aid attention by the NDLA operatives and afterwards led into the command's office. Obianuju was paraded alongside Omale Iboyi Simeon, who says he deals in fairly used clothes and capitalizes on that to sell the hemp parcels around Katampe and Pape axis.
He gave one boy when the bring ask see I'm doing it. Now guy offer. Now he say, okay, if I feel wrong now, make it the bring out. If I get person when they call me, I'll get my own. And I'll take join my bill. And I said, okay, make the bring out. So 4 days, they bring out 4 days. If person call me, I will go give her.
You know, say to sell it bone crime.
I know.
So why you can't go to
due to condition why I did inside.
Commander NDLA Hamis Olawal lamented the trend and called for concerted efforts in the fight against drug peddling and abuse.
I have a mother here before me that was involved in the sales of cannabis sativa, and not only that, I understand from her testimony, I must confess that it is very much embarrassing because somebody that is highly trained, highly educated, being of the legal profession involved in selling of cannabis or drugs, I think that's quite unwholesome and is quite embarrassing.
The NDLA said the suspects will be charged to court upon completion of investigation.
Obianuju sure has a case to answer. Now to something remarkable. Mathematics for many students is not an easy subject. Let's be honest, some of those equations asking us to find the value of x could give one a real headache, and I'm actually speaking from experience. So mathematicians are a special breed deserving of respect. Yet, there are a few who stand out from the group of geniuses. Dayo Ogunshola encountered someone who can best be described as a walking human calculator. Seeing is believing, they say. Get ready to be highly impressed.
Phobia is a feeling of anxiety that comes with the task of solving any mathematical problem among students. To solve such problems, electronic device such as calculator has been produced to assist, especially in the face of complex calculations. However, in difference to the use of such device, Tella Jolade, a fresh graduate of geography, is bringing a twist to the established process of solving and calculating. He solved complex mathematical problems ranging from multiplications to divisions in an unimaginable manner, even with digits running into millions.
9 times 6, 54. Times 5, 270. Times 4, 1080. Times 9, 9720. Times 4, 38,880. Times 3, 116,640. Times 5, 583,200. Times 5. That would be 2,916,000. Divided by 6. That would be 486,000. If pounds is sold for 450 naira. Okay. 450 naira. Okay. How much is 92 pounds?
41,400. What could have been responsible for this strange feature, despite choosing a different field of human endeavor?
And there are two possible factors that could account for such level of intelligence: hereditary factor and environmental factor. But in this case, I think is tending more towards hereditary factor or possible genetic factor that is accounting for that high level of performance when it comes to mathematical task.
Mathematics and mathematical sciences in general, you can say that to a large extent they are talent-based. Talent in the sense that you have genius, you have people that are naturally talented in the subjects. So I think both of us in the mathematical sciences will be a good thing if we can, reach out to that person, and then with government support, we can really create an environment for that person to be able to do more.
To what extent members of the public acknowledge this rare gift?
I still face challenges of people having doubt. Some people still insult.
This is a real talent that we must not allow to die.
He has been applying this mathematical knowledge to programming too. He created an alarm system that he called "You Must Wake Up."
The young human calculator expressed optimism that, given a right support, he intends to build on the ability to enhance the cause of humanity.
See that guy? He can't be one of us. No, he's not human. Amazing that was. Our next report is about a girl who did not only venture into a game some adults wish they had basic knowledge of, but has been excelling at various levels, winning laurels since the age of 6. Now a teen sensation, Joy Iyefu Onoja, is among the best chess players in the country. Ode Moses Ajawo Imakodi will tell us more about Joy.
The Benue-born chess sensation Iyefu Joy Onoja, from a humble background, began exhibiting her interest in the game at the age of 3 with mentorship from her uncle. At the age of 6, she was already representing Benue State in a national junior chess competition in Lagos in 2010 and thereafter participated at the 2011 National Sports Festival at the age of 7 in Port Harcourt, emerging as a bronze medalist. The rising star, who is determined to become a world beater, represented Nigeria at the African Chess Championship in 2012, won a gold medal at the National School Sports Festival in Otukpo in 2014, and recently participated in the ongoing 2020 World Online FIDE Olympiad, where the team opted out due to financial constraint.
We have to back out because the app we use Zoom, and we do play in chess.com/live, and Zoom do consume data. So the other round that we were supposed to play around 11, there was no data for the other players to play, and it was a team game. Even if 2 persons play, it doesn't count.
Despite the limited number of chess players in the country and government's growing interest in developing sport as a tool for national development, the rising star's effort in advancing her interest in the game appears far-fetched as a number of challenges confront her dream.
I don't have a sponsor, and I need government to help with that, and corporates and individuals too to help me with that.
I'm so happy if the organization or government can be able to assist her to go into chess further.
Though chess has remained a non-dominant game in the country, for young Iyefu Joy Onoja, the love for the game runs in the family, as she has trained her siblings in the rudiments of the game.
Joy needs sponsorship, and urgently too. In the meantime, you'll watch another set of commercials. More reports when we return.
Ankara shopping with the right place. That one no fine. Nice. No, it's too dull. This one. Oh wow, it's beautiful. Omo, this fabric. It gon' fade though. Yeah.
Look, make I tell you something. The new area Ankara, it go take good care of it.
Right?
Not lie, not true.
And the price cheap.
Try new Ariel on your Ankara and colors now.
From Chivita, the home of your trusted juice and refreshment brand in Nigeria, comes another first. Introducing the new cool Chivita in can. Enjoy the same great taste.
So smooth. Say you wanna party with a legend in the making. Spend it as we get it, better spread is what we baking. Say it out, I mean it, girl, the word is for the taking. But how I do my thing, smooth, that's on everything. Smooth. smooth. But how I do my thing, working like I'm buzzing, bet I'm bugging for the honey. But how I do my thing, smooth, that's on everything. Smooth, 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 smooth.
ICPC and NTA say you can help Nigeria to flatten the curve on COVID-19, just as you can help flatten the curve on corruption. Follow transparency, accountability, and integrity just as you follow health guidelines. Stay home with integrity and maintain your distance from corruption, just as you stay away from COVID-19 by maintaining social distance. Report every act of corruption to ICPC just as you report COVID-19 to NCDC. Stay away from corruption, stay safe from COVID-19. Report any act of corruption to ICPC on toll-free number 0800-2255-4272. This message is brought to you by ICPC and NTA. Welcome back. Recently, social media was agog with reactions over the death of an undergraduate in Ibadan who died while on duty. Commentators were irked by the level of secrecy surrounding the incident by those in charge of the organization where the young man was cut down. Kayode Oladosun captures the growing demand for justice on the incident in this next report.
One of the numerous concerns of man on daily basis is how to source for livelihood, derive accrued income through labor, as well as to provide for the family. However, when the struggle to survive meets a brick wall in the line of duty, the situation becomes sour. In this regard, what are the basic parameters for the protection of workers in the line of duty?
We have certain enactments which were put in place to protect and to regulate the situation where Badebo Richard fell into. We have the Employees Compensation Act of 2010, which is a federal enactment. It applies to all employers and employees across the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Its objective is to provide for an open and fair system of a guaranteed and adequate compensation for all employees or their dependents for any death, injury, disease or disability arising out of or in the course of unemployment.
Such is the case of Richard Badebo, a 300-level student of the Department of European Studies, University of Ibadan, working as a contract staff with a soap-making factory in Ibadan. Richard met his untimely death during a night shift at the factory. He was said to have slipped into the soap-making machine and died immediately. The tragic nature of his death still remains a mystery to his parents.
He never goes out. Since he came back from school, he told his mother that he wanted to go and work there. They have started their, what do they call it, IT or whatever. So they had to carry them to Ife, OEU. They're supposed to carry them to Germany. But due to the situation of this country, they had to consider the parents. So they carry them to
his mate has spent 3 weeks there. I was unable to provide 180,000. So it was that money I was trying to gather before the COVID-19 started. So on that, when he now came, said, Daddy, don't worry, let me go and work there. The money I realized there, with the one you realize, you can join everything together so that when they resume, you'll be able to go back to school.
In the meantime, Oyo State government has ordered the shutting down of the factory when the factory management held government officials hostage during a visit to the scene of the event.
To an unfortunate factory accident, to condole them, to let them know of the steps the government are taking, and to assure them of government support towards ensuring that the cause of accident is known, that preventive measures are taken to prevent such accidents in that factory and others in the future, and 3, to ensure that compensation is paid to the family.
The late Richard was described as a hard-working youth who had decided to engage himself in holiday job, having been at home for some months due to the lockdown arising from the coronavirus pandemic.
Richard, may his soul rest in peace. And that report needs a follow-up. We will keep you abreast. The next story is not for the faint-hearted. A 30-year-old man who was allegedly placed in solitary confinement with little or no food and water has been rescued by the Kano State Police Command. The victim now looks like a walking corpse. Fatima Sanusi Karaye will bring us a detailed account of the man's ordeal, but I must warn that some scenes in this report are graphic. Via discretion is advised.
In his frail voice and impaired mind, he gathered the momentum and walked the steps of freedom. For the first time in over 7 years, he breathed the fresh air often taken for granted. Ahmed Aliyu, popularly known as Namama, lost his mother when he was just 7. His father took another wife, and since then, this young life began spiraling down. From his name, Namama, one will know how close he was with his mother. But now that she is gone, his life has taken a tragic turn. At 23, Namama was locked in solitary confinement in his home in an unsanitary condition for alleged drug use. And the one person that is supposed to protect him turned out to be the one that put him in that sad situation, that is, his own biological father.
Namama was a normal young man. It is not fair what his father did to him in his own mother's house. Can you imagine? Because that house you are seeing, it is his mother's house.
Commissioner of Police Kano Command Busani said the command got information about the victim, where a team of Operation Puff Ada was raised immediately to rescue him.
This is not a case of only wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement, but it is a case of attempted murder, and which we are going to treat it as such, because he has continuously been keeping this person being malnourished, and if you see the condition of that person, you will just feel that this man has no human feeling at all.
The victim was rushed to Murtala Mohammed Specialist Hospital. Preliminary investigations also revealed that Namama's father confessed to locking his son up for years. But who does that to his own child?
Cannot lock my son, my little son, in particular place without food is difficult. Then other people are telling me that it's a spiritual something. It's a spirit. They chop the food when then they give them. So taking food 3 times daily.
The reason why I'm like this is because my stepmother doesn't like me, and my stepbrothers have been injecting me with something.
However, for Namama, the road to recovery is long and difficult.
7 years is a very long time to have lived that way. Years of expert therapy will be helpful. One more break. See you shortly.
How do you describe something extra special? Cool. strong, rich, and satisfying.
Trophy Extra Special Stout with extra special roasted barley for extra special satisfaction.
She cries. She cries in anguish and in pain. She bears the scourge of her grief. She toils in vain for justice and succumbs to silence. He gloats over his malady. Like a beast, he pounces with no remorse. Her cry means nothing. Her pain feeds her shame. Like an orphan, she's left to grieve in solitude. But no more will she cry in vain. Her adversaries will henceforth bear the brunt of their cruelty. Rape is evil. Rape is a plague, a pandemic of monumental consequences. We must unite and kick it out of our society.
Connect with NTA and stand against rape and rapists. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
The tears of mourners flowed without inhibition when Princess Dorothy Ewale-Meme was laid to rest at the serene town of Irua in eastern central local government area of Edo State. Obey Otobo Aprisa reports that her remains were interred after a funeral service at her family compound at Iduwele Ewu.
The need to adhere to COVID-19 safety protocols may have diminished the pomp and ceremonies like this, but it still did not stop the family of Princess Dorothy Ewale-Meme from honoring her and her memory with a befitting burial ceremony. It contained all the usual compliments of beauty and class. At the funeral service, Pastor Stephen Ilore of Living Faith described the late Mrs. Dorothy Ewale-Meme as one who was dedicated to the service of God until her last day. He urged the congregation to use this period to reflect and rededicate their lives to God. The clergyman advised the children to take solace in the fact that their mother lived a worthy life. The body of late Mrs. Dorothy Ewale-Meme was committed to Mother Earth in her compound at Irua.
Earth to earth, and dust to dust.
Prayers were offered for the repose of her soul. Family members pay glowing tributes to her.
I will miss her, but I know that she's in a better place. So for that one, no complaint. I want to go the same way. I'm going to join her.
We would stick to all the everything she taught us to be. You know, we love her, we miss her, we would always miss her, but God knows best.
She loved everybody and she was always so supportive. She always gave us a lot of wise advice. She was a rock to lean upon.
Our pillar in the family. She's loved by everybody. She's always helping everybody. There's nobody that he doesn't help. Even the family and those that are not family members, she's always there for them.
Really painful, and I'm going to miss her. And that is why I'm doing everything possible to make sure that we send her out properly, and then I'm able to coordinate with the children.
Guests were treated to a befitting reception at the ceremony. Late Mrs. Dorothy Ewale-Meme is survived by husband, Rear Admiral Peter Ewale-Meme, retired, 5 children, 14 grandchildren, brothers and sisters. Until her death, she was a proprietress of schools and an active member of Ladies of the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship. She was aged 69.
May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Newsline stops here this week. Do join us come Sunday for another interesting edition. I leave you with this. Every champion was once a contender that did not give up. Good night and God bless Nigeria.